Hello, my astrology family. This is Lada from astrolada.com, here broadcasting live with the Sidereal Babylonian astrology Krasi Atasio, who is going to give us her perspective on the month of October, very pivotal time for many of us, how it's going to affect each of the 12 signs using sidereal and tropical astrology. And Krasi, what is the month like?
Well, from divine perspective, good, Wada. It is good. I mean, let's try. See, it depends how we perceive the reality, right? We create our own reality, so to say. If we decide to be anxious, if we decide to be negative, obviously this is the reality that we'll be creating, right? So it is a complex month, but we do live in interesting times. So the month is definitely not easy, but like we spoke just before starting, we both said we feel better now, we feel relieved, we feel happier, we're not anxious anymore like we were in the beginning, not really understanding the energies, but the situation is different now. This is another, indeed, very interesting. Yes, it is a complex month, but how we perceive it and what we create our own reality, really. This is in the frames of our free will. This I'm very sure about.
Well, I can give an example. It's been a very hard year for everyone, but I've never seen more positive changes for people that have done things that they've wanted to do for a long time, like quit jobs or change their lifestyle. Things that they were so afraid to do this hard year pushed us all to, so many of us, to do those big changes. And I think, as you said, from divine perspective for our soul, this has been one of the most important year for evolution.
Very. And our souls chose this time for incarnation. So obviously it is for good. Yes, it is a complex month, but it is a very, very important month because it is in the Babylonian calendar. This is the month Tishrit. What is this? We have two very, very important moments of the year. This is the month of Nisan, when with the first lunar crescent um, uh, after we enter the point of the vernal equinox. So we have the first lunar crescent in this period is the summertime. It is the beginning of the year. The springtime, it's the beginning of the year. The spring equinox. And from the moment of the spring equinox, which is somewhere February, according to the Sumerian calendar, we count 6 months. What we see on this day of Nisan, we will know how the year will look like. The same day we have now Wada, because on 18th of September, we had the appearance of the first lunar crescent in Virgo. And according to the lunar calendar of the ancients, also the Vedic calendar is very much similar. This is the beginning of the next 6 months of the year. So this particular appearance of the moon is describing how the year will look like ahead for the next 6 months. And it is happening always for our era, not always, it is happening in Virgo. But not only that it's happening in Virgo, but it's happening in very interesting degrees. Conjoined, the moon appeared together with Mercury. So this is not without importance. And Mercury is invisible indeed. So you can't see literally Mercury on the sky. But Mercury was in Virgo and exactly in conjunction with the moon. But these degrees are absolutely, tell me that the astrology is not working. These degrees are called, you have one constellation there, I don't know the name, but it's projecting on these degrees where you have the person, the one, we don't know the name, it is lost somewhere in the ancient texts, the one who is dividing the soul from the body. This is the constellation. This is the image on the sky, which we have in these degrees, where the moon appeared for the first time to describe the next 6 months to come. So tell me that this is not really, I got, you know.
Goosebumps.
Yes, yes, because
Are we gonna be dying? Like flies
no,
separating the
no,
body from the soul?
no other, but it's a time of choice once again. But like now it's even more emphasized like than before, because every month we speak that we need to to make our choices now. We need to get on the train now. But this time, literally, the moon is telling us, the moon and Mercury together, the Mercury exalted and in his own kingdom in Virgo, they are telling us now it's really division time. It's time of choices, and it is also time when um these degrees can also play negative role. Some would, people will from will try to trick us, keep manipulating us, but these are really emphasized times of choices. It is really the one who is splitting the soul from the body. You can imagine, because on the sky, very interesting things are happening. Mm.
So would that be like kind of people who separate into spiritual and materialist more type of
This is
thing?
also how I imagine
That
it.
just see the facts and the outward reality versus those who read underneath or who are with a more spiritual mindset.
Exactly.
Oh, and by the way, Krasi is offering specifically for this time a reduced price horoscope from 150 to $99. The next 6 months reading for you, plus the positions of Rahu and Ketu that are changing signs in Sidereal Astrology, how that's going to impact you for the next year and a half. It's a 40-minute reading, live or recorded, whatever you prefer. If you're interested to have a reading with Krasi, check it out. The promotion is valid just for 2 weeks.
Thank you, Wada. Good that you reminded us about Rahu and Ketu, who just changed sun. This is also so important because they stay 1 year and 9 months in one, um, 19 months in one sign. And right now, Rahu and Ketu moved. Rahu in Sidereal Taurus, Ketu in Sidereal Scorpio. And this is so important because these are considered that they're places of exaltation. So the materialistic Taurus is where Rahu feels very well, and this is certainly going to bring another change for quite a long, more than 1 year period. You see, because then our value systems will change. Some people depends, of course. Here, I would advise everyone to see how Rahu and Ketu are placed in their horoscopes. And for people who have return, like people who have in their natal charts Rahu in Taurus and Ketu in Scorpio, this will be life-changing times. Really, there maybe the way they see the reality will change. Many things. So this is also happening. But more interesting thing indeed is this time of choices. So important. When this is happening, um, the moon and Mercury and actually the sun, which are in the same sign of Virgo, are having a very wide, still wide trine from sidereal Saturn. And I believe this means something very good. Whatever we reach now, it will remain stable. It will have longevity. It will be for long. So whatever we reach now, it's like now are the time of choices. And then whatever we decide, it will be like forever or for a very long time.
Long lasting, yeah. Wonderful. We just a few weeks ago we quit drinking with my husband, so I hope it stays forever.
Yes, yes. If you did it on a good timing, astrological
I did.
timings,
I chose the time a month before that, so it's been easy and it's been like never before. So yeah.
yes, yes. The astrological election is of such importance indeed. Yes, so this is one thing, and yes, also in the month of October, in October also Saturn is becoming direct. Another very important thing, but here I would tell you, um, Saturn is who? In the ancient Babylonian mythology, this is God Ninurta. He's the wise man. He's the one who rules agriculture. He's the one who is predictable. He's the one who is teaching us karmic lessons, making sure the karmic lessons are being fulfilled. And he's the one who is predictable and with the with the wisdom that he is going to bring us. Of course, he's not working in the joyful manner as Venus would, but certainly he is bringing us now when he becomes direct, um, in his own sidereal kingdom of Capricorn, definitely the what he means would manifest in front of our eyes in a faster pace, in a faster way, because Jupiter is already direct, Saturn will turn direct, and the karmic lessons will just happen faster, straightforward, in a more evident, wise way before our eyes. This is what is going to happen. It won't be very easy though, because Mars and Saturn are having a square until 1st of October. And after that, Mars retrograde is entering Pisces again. And the whole October, Mars will be retrograde. But what is still, and will be in Pisces, but still what is happening? We need to remember the summertime. What happened during the summer while the retrograde Mars was in Pisces? We did have the revolts of people who were opposing the Saturnian measures, the Saturnian limitations. Now they may come, the limitations and the measures will come in a bit more straightforward way. But then Mars, people will continue revolting, but not in very organized and structured way, because Mars in Pisces is not as organized and as powerful as he is would be as he's now in sidereal Aries. So
Do you
this is
think
the
there
thing.
will be lockdown again in the northern hemisphere? Saturn turning direct and all? What do you think?
Yes, I believe so, because see, it won't be the same, of course, but the remember the moon appears in Virgo, and all this happened when Mars in November or end of October, I don't remember exactly, but in the autumn of 2019, Mars appeared for the first time. His first appearance happened also in Virgo, which is the sign of health, which is the sign of also, of course, of our uh, thought process, of our learning, of our, of our what kind of education we receive from these experiences now. So I think that there is a big possibility that the attention goes again towards health, like emphasis on health. This, I think, is a very, very large possibility. And also, I do think that when Saturn is direct, the governments will try to impose the karmic measurements on us, again, in this straightforward way. But then I think that Mars will keep revolting, keep making people voicing their concerns, and there will be rioting, but in a disorganized way, because he's in Pisces, where he's so unpredictable, so confused, sometimes.
What do you think should, looking from the higher perspective, should people be protesting at all, or should we accept if it's happening, it's divine will? It is what it is. I always find it hard. Like, what
Mm,
from a higher perspective, does God or higher consciousness want us to try and change circumstances, or does God want us to, because everything is organized, of course, and allowed through higher consciousness, should we just accept what it is? I always feel confused.
no, I think that in the coming year of Aquarius, the life is for the ones that have knowledge and information. And it is like this very funny simple example, what you when there is raining, you get an umbrella. So we will have information through astrology or intuitive sources, let's say. We will know. So we will, and also information is out there, so we should inform ourselves and react accordingly. I don't think that we should sit and accept silently everything. I do think that we also have free will to certain small degree, and I do think that we can react. Whether people choose to react by um, like choosing not to serve this media, which is manipulating us, let's say.
Yeah,
Whether
not
we,
to watch the media or the news, or to
yeah,
start living an alternative lifestyle where they're not dependent so much on government. And because government can control you as long as you're dependent somehow on it for help, for grants, for work.
second.
But if you become independent, which is what the Aquarius new age is bringing, and it's we're becoming more and more independent and difficult to rule. So
Yes,
you can do it in a peaceful way, basically, by you don't have to go and loot and get angry, but you just go and change your life, so you don't have to be part
when
of.
we refuse to get tested, vaccinated, when we refuse, when we cancel our accounts in manipulative media, like take Facebook, take whatever you want to take, it's already a way to revolt this measurements. See, so there are other ways to revolt, not necessarily to go on the street and revolt. People can choose whatever their intuition is leading them to. But very important thing, the Toltecs, this tribe, the Toltecs, which are considered to be um, descendants of the Atlantis. What they do in this situation, this is amazing. You know, the Bulgarian Eleazar Harash, the author, is speaking about them, about the Toltecs. And what he's saying is that we need the information, right? We have the information, we have the knowledge. It's the world is all about knowledge and information now. So we have the knowledge, and you know there is a problem. You register the problem, but then you do not waste your energy there, because where attention goes, energy flows. Then you lose your energy, you're weakening your etheric bodies, you just weakening yourself when your attention goes too much towards the problem.
That's what we've been doing. Like, I sometimes I just get so angry, and I would rather not participate because I get so angry. So what do you do then?
That is the thing. And what they do is they register the problem, and then they really become even more spiritual and try to connect even more
Mhm.
with God. It
And trust.
doesn't mean to leave the situation, but it means not to feel fears, not to allow yourself to, and to give yourself towards anxieties, angry emotions. It is really so that we should not give so much attention towards them, because it's what they want. With
Mhm.
fear, they control us the most. So I
Oh,
believe
the division. I mean, the world is going to craziness, and we're fighting who is wearing masks and who is not. Like, how can they can so easily divide us from the smallest things, masks, and it's so painful to watch that, and it's like my heart. You either none of you wears or you wear, but don't fight and hurt each other and attack each other. And it's yeah, so it's yeah, you register the problem, and I don't know, with
you
intelligence.
don't give too much attention on it, because if you really concentrate on the problem, you really weakening yourself, your spiritual immune system, your physical immune system. This is what we should not do. When we like to revolt, there are many ways, like don't watch television, because the television now is only about manipulation. Inform yourself, search for alternative sources, and there are so many ways to to find out the truth. So many ways. Information is just all over the place. You know, information is, they can't stop this. That's the
Mhm,
thing. That's what
mhm.
I think, Wada. Yes. So yes, before we start looking at the 12 ascendants from sidereal and from the tropical point of view, just to tell you once again, I may be repeating myself, but even more now is the time to make your choice, because the moon appeared not just in any degree, it matters. Every single thing, there is nothing is happening without a specific meaning. So the moon appears in a degree where constellation is projected, which constellation is meaning the one who divides the soul from the body. My God, you know what I mean?
It's starting the separation, the
Separation.
spiritual
Yeah,
from
this is
from
also that
the
the societies
material.
will be splitting, separating those that will not wear masks, those that will chew,
And
symbolically speaking, right?
those
Yeah,
that wear it like that, like me, my nose outside, halfway, where I still can't make my mind.
yes, yes, yeah.
Time.
Yeah, this was just symbolically explained, but yeah, I believe, and those
But
that
material or spiritual path, it's yeah, making sense. Definitely.
exactly. So yes, this was just our short or too long overview.
I
Let's.
think people love those the most.
Oh, okay, that's lovely. Yes, and Venus on 1st of October, this is very important. Venus was very weak. 1 month I felt her like you feel Venus when you're connecting with Venus, like really welcoming her when she's a morning star, like now, welcoming her when she's an evening star. Then every movement of Venus you start really feeling. It's really something. I advise everyone to do that. So Venus on in the beginning of October, 1st of October, is entering finally Sidereal Leo. Why is this so important? Um, because in Cancer, obviously she was weak. She has no dignities whatsoever in Cancer. Now she does have some this week because she's in a section ruled by Venus, but still, this is not her place. But on 1st of October, she enters Leo, where she's the queen or the king, because in the ancient Mesopotamian mythology, you could see Venus depicted with a lion. This is her enemy, animal, not enemy, animal, lion, because she has like rulership, or she has dignity, or this is powerful placement of Venus where she has powerful dignities. So once she enters Leo, we will feel her energies better in terms of passion, if you want, financially, maybe on personal level, a little bit better, emotionally also. So this is important because in Cancer, she was suppressed by Saturn in opposition. Um, this would say that up until end of September, this could mean generating additional costs for people or a little bit lowered incomes. Of course, she works but as you said, this can have also positive. If people like to get rid of some bad habits, it could be good, right? So yes, let's look now at the 12 ascendants. We will be starting with sidereal ascendant
Yeah, maybe
Aries.
maybe just speaking sidereal because people get confused. So just to
Oh,
repeat for everyone, this is just sidereal astrology. Find out what your sidereal sign, ascendant sign is, and check it. Uh,
or if they prefer,
yeah.
another very easy option. Um, minus 23 degrees, 24, right? Would be the
No,
tropical.
yeah, for the tropical, whatever your ascendant sign is tropical is, go back 23 degrees. That's your sidereal ascendant.
Yeah. If you like to calculate it in this very easy way, otherwise, of course, find out your tropical and sidereal ascendant. So, sidereal ascendant Aries, we are, if you do not know your ascendant, could be moon sign Aries, where your moon is placed, Aries. So, what is happening? Just give me one small second to adjust, to look at the right. So what is happening is that the retrograde Mars, exactly in the beginning of October, 1st of October, Mars is entering sidereal Pisces. And Mars is so important for you because he was for quite some time now on your ascendant. Now he will be in Pisces. When your ascendant ruler, the fiery Mars, is entering your 12th house, Pisces, of course, this can be a little bit confusing. This can make you a bit melancholic. This can make you feel impulsive or not. It can have a bit unpredictable emotional reaction on you. This is a possibility. But the good thing is that in this very moment, Venus for you on the 1st of October will be in sidereal Leo, and from there she will be creating harmonious aspect to the ascendant. Good for your incomes, good for your emotional life, good for your love life. So this is fine. On the other hand, Saturn is already direct. On 1st of October, Saturn will be already direct for you on your 10th house. And with this, Saturn may bring already in a more straightforward and direct way and clear way the changes related to your career. He was maybe not very clear, he was slower, he was different. The energies that he would um, show you related to your career and to the changes of your plans were different. Now they will be straightforward. The karmic lessons, the discipline that he will teach you now will come in this easy, direct, evident way. Doesn't mean bad. Absolutely, this doesn't mean bad, because Saturn actually can be very helpful, and if well placed in the natal chart, he can bring even career rise or success, or people can reach their career goals and plans. So he can be actually even very, very good. Jupiter also in October will be trining your ascendant, so this is also good. Now, you indeed may feel a bit confused related to Mars, your ascendant ruler retrograde, melancholic, bringing you back to the past, making you a bit impulsive, sometimes making you sad. But keep in mind that most probably you will not have reasons to feel that way, because both Jupiter and Venus will be aspecting your ascendant for good. Now, I can't really say if the month is good, start, do new important new beginnings. I am not very sure, because this has to be seen on personal level, but still, um, with ascendant ruler placed in a bit weakened position, maybe the month is not very appropriate for you for important new beginnings. But in any case, related to your private life, finances, the month will be okay. And now let's look at Sidereal Taurus, or Moon in Taurus, if you're not sure which your ascendant is. So in October, Venus will be in a beautiful position, morning star, and Venus is ruling your ascendant. With this, we know that Venus is ruling you. So Venus will be in Sidereal Leo, where she is beautifully placed, very powerful, very dignified, great energy. In October, she will pass through the degree, all degrees in Leo, and
Krasi, we lost you. Krasi,
marriage. Then you have astrological.
Krasi, you cut in and out. Hello, hello. Hmm. Sorry, guys. Trying to figure out what's happening with Krasi. Krasi. Mm-mm. Little glitch here. Okay. Hello. Is it just me or can the others hear Krasi?
Ah, something happened. We got
Yeah.
lost.
Yeah. You interrupted a couple of times. Lost you for. I lost you again. Oh no. Can you write to me, guys, in the if you see anything, if you hear or if Krasi disappears,
I
let me.
hear you. I hear you very well, but yeah, things. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
It keeps cutting out. Ah, okay. Okay.
Yes. I hope this doesn't happen again. I have no idea what is this. So yes, Saturn direct on your ninth house is very good when it comes to realizing what your spiritual path is, what you like to study, which philosophical or religious or belief system you like to choose. Yes, of course, he will be shaping. He will keep karmically changing your reality and your choices in terms of spiritual and philosophical beliefs. And this is a very beautiful timing when it comes to choosing education, knowledge, and yes, indeed, spiritual path. And probably you are on such a way. Now, another thing is Mars, who in Pisces retrograde will be aspecting your ascendant, and with this, he may influence you a bit in terms of impulsiveness, in terms of some disagreements with your people who share your social circle, friends. He may create some disturbances. Then the sun on the fifth house is also in Virgo is very good in terms of education, studies, knowledge, and yes, Venus will be supporting your love life. Now the month, I still also for no one this month I can say it's a brilliant time for new beginnings, because this probably not having these harmonious squares between Mars and Saturn, but Venus will help us to feel better emotionally. She will restore friendships. She will support us also better financially. So this is good. And yes, also for you, for people with ascendant Taurus or moon in Taurus, um, it's a beautiful time for knowledge, studying, also travel. This you can also do. And probably this is what also Saturn will make you decide which destination to choose. For example, your interests, which people, people you choose to communicate abroad, because also because he's on your ninth house. And let's look at ascendant Gemini or moon in Gemini, sidereal. Now, uh, for you, um, this month, Mercury, month of October, Mercury is in sidereal Libra, where actually he is in his own triplicity, and he is beautifully placed there, because in Libra, Mercury is very potent when it comes to creative activities, when it comes to um, knowledge, studies, exact science, design, performance, showing, performing what you, your craft, what you achieved, or your talents. Also, for you, Venus, this month will be on your third house, very, very powerful. She's aspecting your ascendant for good, to give you good moods, to give you a good muse to study, to give you opportunities to fix your relationships with siblings, let's say, and to study indeed, to help your communication. She is also creating harmonious trine with Jupiter, who in October will be on your descendant. This is powerful. This is blessing in terms of relationships, fixing what you have to fix, for example, in your romantic life, in your relationship. So this is also good. This harmonious element comes from Mars, who will be retrograde on your 10th house, where he can create these harmonies career-wise. There you may need to be just a very diplomatic, very intuitive, careful, because Mars on the 10th house retrograde can be, on the 10th house retrograde can be a little bit unpredictable, if not much, depends how Mars is placed in your horoscope. So try to stay away from conflicting situations. Venus is saving you. She will give you these possibilities for good communication. Venus trine Jupiter is helping. The ancients describe this aspect like, and prayers of the native will be heard by the gods. So you will have the divine support. Just try to be intuitive and careful when it comes to communication with superiors. The rest you can do a lot, like improving your romantic life, improving your relationships, friendships too, and so. And now let's see ascendant sidereal Cancer or moon in Cancer. For you, particularly important was that this month the moon appeared on your third house in Virgo. A lot about knowledge, a lot about health, not in a bad sense at all, but again, choices, spiritual choices, choices of knowledge, choices of education. Venus on your second house in Leo is very, very powerful. In Leo, we said she has particular specific dignities, and in Leo, she will pass the stages of courage, improving relationships with family members from your family tree. She will help you financially too. Venus can be very, very powerful in Leo on your second house. And because she's creating harmonious trine with Jupiter on your sixth house, she will help your routine work environment. She will help you health-wise, find ways to find health solutions, for example, or solve health matters. So this is something very positive. In the meantime, Saturn will be direct on your seventh house. Seventh house, direct Saturn in his own kingdom is something very important, because then he will give you, he will speed up the karma. He will say, now you have the opportunity to fix, if needed, um, issues in your romantic life, or with people that you have agreements with, relationships in general. Can help you, for example, if you have a court case, he will help you speed up things, or he will help you find decisions, or you will hear already the decision from the court case, because he's speeding up the karma on your seventh house. In this moment, Mars will be retrograde on your ninth house. This can be a little bit disharmonious, so be a bit cautious when it comes to a long distance travel, communication, people abroad, and choosing the right philosophy, the right religion, or the right spiritual knowledge, because Mars can lead to some confusions. But financially, the month is okay. Also, your routine life will be very well supported by Jupiter and Venus, which are forming trine. Now we're looking at ascendant Leo, a sidereal or moon in Leo. This is a very beautiful month for people with ascendant Leo, because Venus will be 1 month powerfully dignified morning star in Leo. 1 month where you will feel like you have muse to do beautiful things, to create. You will be joyful, maybe you feel lucky because Venus will be on your ascendant. This is very, very nice. She's very powerful there. Also, the month I see as financially good, because the first appearance of the moon happened on your second house, importance of money. Maybe, of course, the sun also will be on your second house, and Jupiter also in October will be on your fifth house, good for the gains, and is creating harmonious aspect with Venus on your ascendant, harmonious aspect to your seventh house when it comes to improving relationships, improving agreements, reaching agreement when it comes to court case too. All this can be very much helped by Venus on your ascendant and the trine between Venus and Jupiter. Now, Saturn is becoming direct on your sixth house. What is this? The sixth house is your routine. These are your subordinates, also health. So depends a bit on how Saturn is placed on your horoscope. It is very important how Saturn is placed on your horoscope in order to know what exactly Saturn will give you. But when he comes direct on your second house, on your sixth house, he can speed up the karma related to sixth house issues, health. He can help you find remedies. Health related, health wise, he can help you fix relationships with subordinates. He can change your everyday routine environment. This is also what he can do. Now, Mars in the eighth house retrograde can be reason for some disturbances which can come from money generated through partnerships, or money through agreements, or money that would come via unexpected sources, or money that can come via agreements or court cases, or the money of your partner. There you may need to be a bit careful, because Mars can bring lack of harmony, unpredictable situations, conflicts. This is Mars in Cancer. It's hard to believe what Mars in Cancer can bring. It's really hard, because there he is a bit special. But other than that, you are so lucky 1 month with Venus on your ascendant. And now let's look at ascendant Virgo or moon in Virgo, sidereal coordinates. So what is happening for you is that Venus is on your 12th house, where there she can bring you healing, um, she can bring you also opportunities to win over enemies. But more important is your ascendant ruler, who will be on your second house in Libra, importance, emphasis on money, and this is not bad because he can bring you some good financial results. Saturn is becoming direct on your fifth house, and this is the house of gains, the house of creativity, the house of your talents, desires, creative knowledge, and there is where he will bring results now, faster now, because he's becoming um, direct now on your fifth house. So there is where you can have changes related to knowledge, choosing another education, knowledge, creative plans, creative desires, communication with children. This could be a very good timing for you when he becomes direct, to find a way to communicate with your children and to fix issues that you couldn't fix before. This is a way, the moment to find the right path. Another thing is that in the fifth house, he can help you financially, make the right choices, or he can just, depends again, it's very important, especially for Saturn, how he's placed on your horoscope. But if he's well placed, he can bring you even gains, he can bring you achievements, he can bring you money when he becomes direct on your fifth house. Also, um, yes, Mars will be on your descendant retrograde. This would say that he can bring possible disharmonies in relation to your romantic life, agreements with people. You may need to revise those because you may experience disharmonies. You may feel disharmonies in your relationship. Now, keep in mind that this could be just emotional impact of Mars, and you just may need to be patient and spiritual and asking your intuition what is the right approach, because you, in the meantime, you do have Jupiter who is supporting your home from your fourth house direct, and who is aspecting the seventh house. So protection you will have. It is just important in moments of disharmony at home with your romantic partner or with other partners. It is important to remain very spiritual, to remember that you have the support, the divine support from Jupiter and Venus, who are creating a trine, and to be very diplomatic and patient and loving. Now let's look at ascendant Libra or moon in Libra. Now Venus, your ascendant ruler, is good, beautifully placed the whole month of October on your 11th house. Venus in Leo, your ascendant ruler, in your 11th house, good for children, communicating with them, good for supportive for your social friendship environment, supportive in terms of gains and finances. Actually, this is quite supportive. In this very moment, um, Saturn will be direct on your fourth house. On your fourth house, Saturn is about home. He will play his calming role on your home, in your house, fixing things, fixing issues related to real estate, maybe, fixing relationships with parents, fixing, bringing stability at home. Um, this is his very important role on your fourth house when he will be direct. Jupiter, in the meantime, is also direct in Sagittarius, where he will help you choose the right spiritual and philosophical and belief system. This will be very important for you. Mars in your sixth house can play a little bit of disharmonizing role when it comes to your routine environment. There you may experience certain disharmonies in your routine environment, like the everyday environment that you share with people. There you may face some conflicting situations or surprising reactions from people. That is why you may need to remain very, very balanced. Remember that Venus is helping you. She's blessing you. She's helping you financially. She's helping you choose the right spiritual path, the right friends if you want. She will not leave you without finances. So avoid getting into disharmonious situation at work. Health-wise as well, you may experience some disharmonies, but again, you have the helping hand of Venus and Jupiter both and Saturn is there to bring stability. So you may go through these harmonies, but really um, it is up to you whether you will remain very balanced, and you just choose the path to remain harmonious and joyful and spiritual, and you will be very well. And now let's look at ascendant Scorpio and moon in Scorpio if you do not know your ascendant sign. For you, your ascendant ruler Mars is on your fifth house. Yes, he's creating a trine towards the ascendant, but still Mars in Pisces is a bit unpredictable. This is how he can impact you with unpredictable emotional responses towards the reality that we live in, or unpredictable emotions in relation to your private romantic life. This is what can happen. But on the other hand, you have Venus on your 10th house, powerful in Leo. And she is there to help you find your finances, your career very well. Jupiter and Venus are creating a trine. Venus from your 10th house and Jupiter from your second house. This is supportive in terms of finances, gains, and career opportunities. In this very same moment, Saturn is direct on your third house to help you choose your spiritual, philosophical, religious path, to help you karmically, because he's speeding up the karma and making you fulfill what you have to on your third house, which is your siblings, which is again your knowledge, spiritual path, communication, commerce. So he will help you more to achieve the karmic lessons there, probably for good, because on your third house he can show you the right philosophical path, the right education, the right approach towards your siblings, let's say. So you have also this helping hand of Venus and Jupiter, and you may go through change already, which will be also valid in the whole month of October, of course, because you have Ketu and who entered end of September Scorpio, and Ketu will be on your ascendant to help you reach spiritual, like the Indians say, moksha, like the spiritual perfection, so to say. So Ketu will lead you to a new spiritual reality, to a new spiritual path for good. And now let's see ascendant Sagittarius or moon in Sagittarius. For you in October, Jupiter will still be on your ascendant, Pluto too. This is powerful, mighty conjunction, Jupiter and Pluto. For some, it can be very potent in terms of finances and power too. In the meantime, Venus in her own, not own kingdom, but let's say dignified place, Leo, is very powerful, creating harmonious trine to your ascendant and to Jupiter on your ascendant. This is good in terms of knowledge, in terms of enlightenment, in terms of financially too, and also in terms of finding your right spiritual path, traveling maybe abroad. This can support very much your studies, help you finalize your knowledge and studies. Knowledge, not studies. Um, Also, Saturn direct, turning direct on your second house in his own kingdom of Capricorn is very powerful in terms of fulfilling the karmic lessons of your second house, money. It is also about family members, so he can help you find solution to restore communication relationship with your family members, find another way of making money now in if you already had such experience after he entered Capricorn in the beginning of 2020, now this will be happening faster in a clear way. Your plans will be changing because he's becoming direct on your second house. He can change also the way you perceive money, the way you spend, the way you organize your incomes, and a lot more. Um, Now, be a little bit cautious when it comes to your home and career, because even though you have the protection from Jupiter and Venus, still Mars is retrograde on your fourth house. Pretty unpredictable. And this can impact both career and home. Like what is happening at home can impact your career, what is happening at your work can impact your home, relationships with the people that you share your everyday life with. So, there you may need to be patient, diplomatic, try not to get involved into any conflicts, very diplomatic, very intuitive, loving. Now, let's look at Ascendant Capricorn, Sidereal or Moon in Sidereal Capricorn. Now, what is happening is that Saturn, who is in his own kingdom of Capricorn, is direct on your ascendant. This is very important, especially for you, because you are represented by Saturn very much since he's ruling your ascendant. So you are Saturn, and he is on your ascendant to make you fulfill, probably, depends how he's placed in your horoscope. Actually, in both cases, even if he's wonderfully placed in your natal chart or not, he will still make you fulfill the most important karmic lessons. Because, yes, in end of January 2020, he entered Sidereal Capricorn. There was a time he was invisible and then retrograde, and now he turns direct to speed up the process of you achieving your karmic goals, which are divine. So he will make you find maybe the right spiritual path, or will totally reshape your, which is a process that has already started, but he will make you totally reshape your desires, your expectations from this reality. He can maybe change your the way you look at your partner in a more straightforward way. If you had any doubts, like just 10 days before, now you will be clear that this is what you want, that this is how you perceive your partner, whether you want to be with him or her or not. So he can change your perceptions very, very much. This is very important for you, Saturn direct on your ascendant, and always for good. Jupiter and Venus will help you health-wise. Venus can help you when it comes to money through partnerships more than probably or money through unexpected sources like court cases or things like that. So she can bring some good gains, and you may also need to be a little bit cautious and patient when it comes to relationships with siblings, because of the retrograde Mars on your third house, where he's pretty unpredictable. You may also need to be cautious when it comes to education, which education you choose, whether you'll be able to organize yourself well in order to complete it, let's say. This is very important with retrograde Mars in your third house. So make sure that you're very well organized and that you're making the right choices. Listen to your intuition when it comes to education, when it comes to spiritual path too, because Mars is retrograde on your third house. This month will also be a little bit tricky for you when it comes to travels. Be cautious, like ask your intuition when it comes to choosing travel destination or travel moment. This will be also important. But yes, you'll be going through a change, and for sure, this will finish into something very good for you, and you will be pleased with it. And now let's see Ascendant Aquarius. So Moon in Aquarius, Sidereal. Now for you, your Ascendant ruler is Saturn, and he's turning direct on your 12th house. Yes, when he is on your 12th house, of course, he will be very important for your spiritual activities, those that you do not necessarily review to the world, and are like visiting temples, choosing the right guru, or yes, spiritual work that is very much internal, very much private. Now, Saturn can also be very important and help you in terms of winning over enemies, even now more than ever, because now he will show you the right approach, the right path, because he's turning direct on your 12th house. In the very same moment, Venus, the whole month of October, will be on your 7th house. Good for your love life, good for your relationship, very, very good. good for agreements, good for improving relationships with people. Also, she's trining Jupiter, good for your incomes, good for improving relationships with friends, good for your plans, good for communication with children, very good. However, because Mars is retrograde on your second house, be careful how you form your plans, how you make your decisions when it comes to finances. You may be too impulsive at times or making fast decisions, which in the end may not please you. Therefore, remain intuitive. Really, it's very important that you make like informed and intuitive decisions when it comes to finances. Also, the retrograde Mars on your second house can be a little bit um, um, well disharmonious when it comes to relationships with family members. This you also may need to take into consideration. But Jupiter and Venus trine affecting for good your 11th and 7th houses for sure will not leave you without money, will help you financially, and will support your romantic life and partnerships too. And let's look at the last ascendant, Pisces or moon in Pisces. Yes, this month the retrograde Mars will be traveling in Sidereal Pisces. This is a bit disharmonious. Can make you feel like this, disharmonious. You can feel irritated or impulsive without specific reasons. You will say, I don't know why, but I feel irritated. I don't feel very comfortable. This is possible, but keep in mind that there is always protection from heaven, because in the very same moment, Venus and Jupiter are creating a trine. Jupiter on your 10th house to support your career, and Venus on your 6th to support your routine environment, everyday environment, and also the communication with people that you share your environment with subordinates, and also Venus that will support your health. So this is good. So as you can see, there is always the helping hand from heaven, even though you may feel irritated. Sometimes you may say annoyed, or you can have health disharmonies. This is also possible. On your 11th house, Saturn will be direct. Saturn is already from January, end of January 2020 on your 11th house, so no surprises, but now he will speed up the karmic lessons on your 11th house. Probably, actually, the end result is always good. How you experience this process depends how Saturn is placed in your horoscope. But the 11th house is the house of the good spirit. So Saturn there is good. So on your 11th house, he can help you financially. He can help you achieve your financial goals. He can also help you when it comes to choosing the right friends. He can show you which are friends, which are not. This is another very important part of his role on your 11th house. So in any case, Saturn in the 11th house is good. It depends more, and we can add up more detail when we know, of course, your personal chart. But in the 11th house, he can he can give very benefic results. And yes, Jupiter and Venus will support your routine and your health. Just it is more about how you feel emotionally. This is how Mars can work on your ascendant. Wada. Yes, thank you for your attention, everyone.
Thank you so much, Krasi, for joining us. Again, to remind, if anyone would like, Krasi is having a special promotion for to around the 20th of October, at 6 month reading, the next 6 months, because now it's pivotal time that decides, because it's autumn equinox, of course. And also, she'll focus a lot on how Rahu and Ketu changing their signs is going to affect you. This is Sidereal Astrology. It uses the actual constellations. It's a 40-minute reading. You can do it live and ask Krasi questions. And so, yes, it's down from 150 to $99. Thank you so much, Krasi, for this offer, for the wonderful explanations. And everyone be blessed this October. May God protect us all.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Wada. Thank you, everyone. Have a very good October. And remember, with your thoughts, we are creating with the Creator, because yes, we can shape our reality for sure based on how we perceive it. Whether we are perceiving it with, whether we are approaching it with sadness or joy, this will shape your reality. It is very,
Oh,
very important.
gratefulness, because there are sad things that happen. You can't always be joyful, but if you find meaning in those sad things, if you keep gratefulness, one of the biggest lessons spiritual teachers say that no matter what happens to you, always be grateful, and then God will give you more and more. So that's
Absolutely.
the state we want to be in. Thank you,
Absolutely.
Krasi.
Thank you,
Have
Wada.
a
Thank you, everyone.
great, have a great October, everyone. Bye bye.